Is India now safe from the oil crisis? And has Iran actually allowed Indian ships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz? Right now, there is a lot of confusion. On one side, several Indian media reports are saying that Iran is allowing Indian tankers to pass through the strait. But on the other side, Iranian sources are denying this claim. So what is the real truth? You see, because of the Iran-Israel-US war, an oil crisis has started affecting many countries around the world. There is a major disruption in oil supply because Iran has blocked the Strait of Hormuz. And this is a very narrow waterway, but it is extremely important. Oil from Gulf countries to Europe, the US, India, almost everyone passes through this route. In fact, nearly 20% of the world's oil supply moves through the Strait of Hormuz. And India's energy imports also depend heavily on this route. Now, Iran has stopped the movement here, and this is a big concern for India because a large part of the crude oil and gas we get from Gulf countries comes through this way. And at the same time, India is already facing an LPG crisis. In many places, cylinder supply shortages have become serious. Restaurants in several cities have even shut down because they are not getting enough gas. And for households, the situation has become very difficult, with people standing in long queues just to get LPG cylinders. So the big question now is, if the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, have Indian ships been given permission to pass through? Or is Iran denying this completely? How true are these reports? In this video, we will understand the full situation in detail. Hello, I'm Khatija and you're watching Lokmat Times. In this video, we will understand whether India is safe from an oil crisis after Jaishankar's call and what the truth is behind the claims that Iran allowed safe passage to Indian ships. But before we move ahead, do subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Now first, let's understand how India tried to handle this crisis through diplomacy. Because of the growing tensions after US-Israel strikes on Iran, the Strait of Hormuz, which carries about 20% of the world's oil and more than half of India's crude and gas imports from Gulf nations, started facing major disruptions. For India, a complete blockade would be a huge problem, especially when country is already dealing with LPG shortages. As I said earlier, restaurants shutting down and long queues for cylinders are there. And this is when External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar stepped in. Around March 10 to 11, 2026, he held his third phone call with Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi. During this call, they discussed regional security and the situation around the Strait of Hormuz. Jaishankar also posted on X saying that it was a detailed conversation and both sides agreed to remain in touch. This call was important because it was the third discussion between the two leaders since the war began. It clearly showed how urgently India was trying to secure its energy supplies, while also exploring alternate sourcing from around 40 countries. During the conversation, Araghchi strongly criticized the US-Israel attacks, calling them violations of the UN Charter. He also mentioned civilian casualties, including the strike on a school in Minab, where more than 100 people were reportedly killed. According to him, US aggression is one of the reasons behind the chaos in Gulf shipping right now. So both leaders discussed the need for regional stability, de-escalation and secure passage through the Strait of Hormuz during this 11-day conflict. They also agreed to stay in contact as the situation develops. Now this is where the confusion begins. Some Indian media reports are saying that Iran allowed Indian ships to pass through the strait after Jaishankar's call. Reports mention that 2 or more Indian flagged tankers, including Pushpak and Parimal, and even the Shenlong Suezmax carrying Saudi crude to Mumbai were able to move safely through the area. Because of this, many reports called it a diplomatic success for India and said it helped prevent a complete oil supply disruption. But here is the truth. Iranian sources are telling a different story. Officials from Iranian media outlets like IRNA, Tasneem and Fars have said that the Strait of Hormuz is not officially closed. According to them, any vessel can pass, but there may be certain checks or permission required. They have also clarified that there is no special permission given only to Indian ships. Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Saeed Khatibzadeh had said earlier that Iran is not stopping Indian vessels. But at the same time, there is no official confirmation from Iran that Jaishankar's call led to any special safe passage order for India. Even Russian news agencies TASS quoted Iranian officials saying that Indian ships are not being blocked, but there is no separate agreement. So this is the situation right now. Indian media reports are suggesting that diplomacy has helped Indian ships move safely, but Iranian sources are not confirming any special agreement for India. In the coming days, we will see how India's diplomacy work in this situation. Will India be able to secure steady passage through the Strait of Hormuz, or will Iran introduce stricter control for all the ships? Only time will tell. But see, if there is still no official confirmation from Iran, then why are some Indian reports presenting it as certain? Of course, if Iran does allow Indian ships to pass, it will be a major diplomatic win for India. But what do you think about this situation? Tell us in the comments.